People are reporting accurately. Definitely, there are. I mean, I was working with the mainstream press first with Urdu and then with English for about for 6 years, and of course there was a degree of what I mean. There are different degrees in terms of independence. You cannot go on Urdu television and say things with as much freedom. I mean, there are stuff which is not even touched, right? And then on English television is different, and English newspaper and their websites are completely different. You see, internet has really helped even the English publications. So there's a lot of space to do the kind of stuff that you could not do for television, right? And internet gives you that freedom. And people are still reporting about all of these incidents, but English press is quite free to report on blasphemy related stuff. Yes, sometimes organizations are practicing caution, like they are being more subtle with what they're saying, or they are less aggressive. They're saying things, but they are being more smart about it because they don't want to get into trouble because of whatever has happened. They're just being careful. It's not that they're not reporting.
You mentioned that the media played a big role in generating mass hysteria against the Christian community.
So mainstream press, mainstream Urdu television, right?
Okay.
Yeah, they have, because Urdu television has hardly ever picked up these stories, and whenever they pick up these stories, because I mean something like Joseph Colony happens or something like the church attack happens, there's no way for them not to pick it up, right? But it is like the church, Peshawar churches were attacked, and it was a horrific incident. It was covered, right? But only for that day. Then a very little follow-up. And Joseph Colony was picked up, the fires of the Joseph Colony was picked up, and it was reported in a sympathetic manner, but they never spoke about the reason of the attacks, right? So they never spoke about the fact that there was a false blasphemy case against a Christian man, and this led to this, right? It was a sympathetic coverage, but it was coverage without reporting it completely, so it's unethical. And
Pakistan has lost about 100 journalists.
Yes.
I mean, do you find that there's been enough Asian, South Asian, international solidarity around that issue?
Actually, there has been a lot of solidarity from CPJ and other organizations. There's been a lot of pressure on the government as well. As much pressure as people can put, right? People have come and met, a delegation from CPJ came and met the Prime Minister. Nothing really became of it. You see, at that time he said that, we are going to talk, we're going to make sure that the journalists, we do more for journalist security, but nothing became of it. From what I see, there is a lot of solidarity from the international organizations, including the Asian ones. It is the situation at home which is tricky. The unions are not empowered enough to sort of address that problem, because the problem is with the organizations themselves as well. You see, when it's non-state actors, they cannot really do much, but when it comes to actors which are state actors, what do? And when it comes to providing security to the journalist, security trainings, and actually making sure that their journalists are safe, because a lot of journalists have been killed in Fata area, and the way for the longest time they were not paid enough, they did not have enough equipment to take care of themselves, and that's such stuff. So not enough security training and not enough attention paid to the fact that you cannot really push the reporter to that degree. You see, that has also been a problem with the journalist security. So a lot of onus of that also lies on the owners of the media houses, because definitely reporters are not a priority for them. A lot of, civil military imbalance, such a cliche, but it's there. There is so much power that has been ceded to the others, and civilian government is weak, but it's there. And it was a huge it's fragile, like I said. It's still struggling, it's trying to survive. Last year was it was so tricky because of the whole like sort of months of sit-ins, and just like everything was just focused on those sit-ins. Yes, there was popular support behind those sit-ins as well, and yes, there are people who were against the ruling party PMLN, and it was legitimate. Their grievances some of them were legitimate, the followers, but it's just that it's tumultuous, it's turmoil, and it's struggling. But we will hopefully this government will complete its term, and then they're going to be the third elections after the yes.
Thank you so much,
No
Rabia.
problem.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.